Thanks everyone. So also thanks for your patience. I'm here to present a platform that I founded. It's called superred.dev. So it's a platform that identifies user pain points from the user-generated content on the internet. So just a short introduction first, and then I would take a little bit dive into the technical side, and then finally I will show a demo. So how many of you have wanted to start a startup or wanted to do a side project with AI or whatever? Cool, quite a few. Yes. So yeah, right now it's really a good time to start a company or just to start a side project because it's very easy to build things. And so I wonder when you are trying to start a project of your own or a side hustle, you might have gone through the journey of what to do, right? So in the luckiest case, you might have already have a problem from your job or from your life, and then you know exactly what to solve, or you talk to people from some events, but then many cases you might just find yourself talking with ChatGPT, hey, give me the best 10 startup ideas of 2025, and then it can give you something. But then how do we actually build something that solve a real pain point? So this is what this talk is about. So the keyword is identify your real user pain point. So whether you're just looking for startup ideas or have something in your mind and then want to validate your idea, because if you have some ideas, then most likely someone else has already built it, and then you want to track, how your competitors are doing, how people are reacting to the existing products, do they need some alternative and whatsoever. So yeah, this sentiments and you can find they are spreading the whole internet. So. Then the problem comes how do we make use of those huge data? How do we extract the really insightful user pain point and then turn it into a startup, or just to track how people are reacting to your product? Among all the social media where people share their opinions, I would say Reddit is probably the best place to start with, because it has a massive amount of data where amount of users where they just share their own opinions about products, about tools and softwares. And so there's one trick I can share, I would like to share with you, is you can go to Reddit and then you can just find any subreddit that you want to analyze or build software for, and then you just search for keywords I really hate, or this is awful, and something like this, and then you can get some posts like this, right? So it's quite interesting. It's you can see what people are unsatisfied about the current solutions, and then you can see maybe I can build something for this, So this is a really good way. Actually, I know quite a few people, they just find their ideas through ways like this. But I've also tried it myself from the beginning, but then it's actually a lot of manual work. So you can search for those keywords and then to manually check is this related, is that useful? So the problem comes to can we automate this whole process so we don't have to type it manually? And then I could start to present the way how I did it, and maybe it could be useful for you too. So and then yeah, so let's see from the a little bit technical side. So let's say we have different topics. If you are interested in cloud deployment, or if you're interested in building some nutrition app, or any other topics that you want to build a product for. So then you should always trying to think about those questions, what people find most unbearable, or what they are mostly struggling with the current existing tools, and they are looking for alternative, because you can also search for is there an alternative for, and then you can see what users are looking for because they are not satisfied with ABC. So you can do this just simply by talking with ChatGPT. This is one way, like there's some way you can start with, and then you click on this search button, like what pain points people are having with the, let's say, nutrition app, and then you can get something like this with like reference and citation and everything. So it can, you can get you started, but like this is, like one suggestion with like probably like 2 citations. It's not very insightful. What we want is to analyze like massive amount of data and try to find like what people are complaining about the most, for example, or what they are most angry about. And also we want some like end-to-end solution from validating your idea to from generating idea to validating them, and also potentially track user sentiments. So the pipeline look like something like this. So we have the input topic. So here is a little bit different than when you talk with ChatGPT, because when you talk with ChatGPT, you always have to proactively input something like what is like are this, and then you have to always give something to the chat, so it has something to search for. But let's say if we just want to like brainstorming, but then but like brainstorming with something really insightful. So you might just want to like input topics like cloud deployment, or like a fitness app, or like a Bible app, or something like this. And then how can we and then without all the questions that we need to input, how can we get some output, like like filter all the pain points from like all the massive amount of data from Reddit, for example. So the first step is to perform like a query understanding. This is where LLM is used for like in all like the searching problems. So the 2 most important, I would say, characteristic about LLM is the tool calling, so it can perform tasks, and the second one would be the reasoning part. And the reasoning is often used at query understanding part. So whenever you input a query, we can directly search for the keywords, for the topics, but then the result will not be satisfying. So you always have to have like an initial understanding of the query. Like in this case, if my input would be like a nutrition app, and then in queries, like I cannot just search for nutrition app pain points, right? Like I can also do that. This is one way, and then but then you also like need to generate some queries like specifically about nutrition, because that would be different if you just want to find pain points about AWS, for example. So you want to have like a list of queries and then to search for, and then after that you can just search for posts. And then the thing here is like the search result will have many noise in this case, because you don't have like a very strong like initial query, so you're just like trying to find as much as like related information as possible. But then if you search for like pain points, keywords like pain or frustration, or like and then you can get a lot of personal frustration, which does not lead you to a business idea. So for example, like if you just want to build a tool for lawyer, and then someone like complain like my clients and something like this is something like very personal, but then they would also show up in your search result because you search for pain points, right? This is also pain points. So you will get like lots of posts, like which some of them they're relevant, some of them they're not. So after that, you also need to perform like a filter stage. Is this post related to the topic, to the query, and more importantly, like does this post review a business idea? So this step is very important. At the beginning, I didn't do it, and then I got lots of noise. So and then after that, after like filtering out the post, and then you can get some posts like with relatively good quality that can give you some insightful ideas, and then afterwards you just need to categorize them or like classify them into different categories. So for each topic, you would have different categories of problems, and with those problems, you can see like how many people they're complaining about this problem. With categorization, this is also like something that can dig more into, like in a normal NLP sense. So we basically use BERT for this type of topic modeling. But with BERT, you kind of lose like this contextual understanding of the post. So like it's kind of a trade-off. You can use BERT, but then you can use BERT when you have like a 1,000 post, for example. But then the result will not be like LLM, like it's so specific. But then if you use LLM, it cannot handle like, or it does not handle like big data very well. So it's not, you're always like generating something like the result from ChatGPT, it can give you like 2 posts or 10 maximum. But then it's not like a big data result. Yeah, so after categorization, and then finally we use LLM to summarize each post, each problem category, and then give the result. So yeah, so this is like the overall pipeline. And next I'd like to show a demo. So yeah, so here is the website. What it looks like is like there's like my topics where you can add a topic. So if let's say if I want to search for like DevOps, and then you will find like a list of subreddits that are relevant to DevOps. I think right now we have like a little bit cold start, so it will look like something like this. Like here I search for cloud, and then it will give like a list of subreddits related to cloud computing, and then I can search all of them. I can select all of them and then start to analyze. So you will like start to analyze those subreddits. And so I have like pre-prepared some of them like in the problem collection, so which I will generate more in the future. But yeah, basically this is like an example. For example, if you want to build something for vegan, and then it just start to analyze, like, actually I was very surprised by this one, like it's very interesting. Yeah, but then, yeah, so you will analyze like the post across these subreddits, and then to classify them into different categories. And for each category, you have like a description, and also like the posts that are like relevant to this topic. But what more you can do is that if you can just add them into your topic, and then from that you can actually generate idea from this topic. So for example, there's like this button, and then if you click on this button, it will just generate the idea. Like, so basically you already know, you already find out like those pain points, and then you just generate idea from those pain points. So this idea would be like highly relevant to those users here, and then you will like answer the questions like for whom, or who are like not satisfied with what, and then you would like to offer like what solution and something like this. And then you will also give you some like current competitors and differentiator. Yeah. So basically this is how it generally works. It's still at a very early stage, but I would also like to gather some like early feedbacks. So if you're interested, please feel to contact me. Yeah. Thank you.